Hello, beautiful people. This is Samantha-Jayne Love from Love Talk, and I am so happy to have our beautiful guest on today. Her name is Ros Latter, and I will get her to introduce herself in a minute. So we must have had this psychic memo that was going on because we've both come on, we've both got the bright blue on, so and it's a little bit interesting. So I've had a healing yesterday, and it was a lot about speaking truth and my third eye and my throat. So there you go. So Rosie, welcome, darling. How are
Thank
you?
you. I'm well. It's lovely to be here. Thank you.
Yay.
Yay. Sorry.
So let's tell the listeners at home a little bit about Rosie. What brings Rosie to our space here?
Well, one, I was invited, and two, I just want to share a bit about myself. I'm an intuitive energy healer and a creative artist, and I work with mainly women. I'm not close off to men, but I just seem to attract more women for healing. And how I work is intuitively, I'll either get a feel whether they need a massage or a healing, but I also incorporate that with, so I bring it together with crystal energy and essential oils and a few card readings for a bit of insight, or if they've got an area they need healed in their life, I sort of tap in through my abilities to help them get back on track or shift something that they need to, where they're blocked or stagnant, or and just bring a bit of love and joy back into their hearts.
Beautiful. And no one can say that they don't need any more love and joy, because I don't think that we could ever get too much love and joy in our lives. So let's show everyone at home a little bit of, just a little taster of what they would get if you were working with them. So Ros is in Perth, for anyone that is in Perth, and we will put details up for how to get in contact with her later. But Ros also works online, correct?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So what we are going to show you is a little bit, I suppose, if you were having a healing with her online. So I'll let her guide us through this moment.
Well, so you're my client, right? Is that okay, Sam?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's perfect.
So it's great to connect with you today. And what I'm going to start with is bringing in some crystal energy. So because we can't be face to face, I'm going to shuffle my beautiful crystal energy cards. And all my cards have beautiful affirmations, just help you tap into that deeper level of love or release, whatever you need. So I'm going to start shuffling.
Yeah.
And you just let me know when you want me to stop.
Stop.
Okay. So what I've stopped at is I'm going to erase
technical difficulties. Oh, so glad. Lovely.
And so the affirmation that comes with that is love surrounds you. If you can't see it, it's because it exists in another form than what you expect. Others' bad moods are their problem, not yours. Your healing powers are increasing and you can help more people. Learn to love aspects of yourself you've judged as bad. By loving the aspects of yourself that you previously couldn't, you'll transcend to the next level in your spiritual growth and love the unlovable. And the affirmation that comes with it is I'm deserving of love and feel the love that surrounds me each day.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So I would put in the colour of the energy of that as well to work with you throughout the healing.
Yeah. Beautiful. And that's describe the stone for the people at home. We'll take a picture of it and we'll put it up in the comments for anyone that's watching the replay as well.
Similar colours to amethyst.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Yeah.
I've got too much light reflecting here.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a bit better.
Perfect.
Okay. There we go.
Perfect. So, what led Ros to the spiritual arts and the healing aspect that you tell us a bit of your leeway into?
Oh, a lot of things actually led me, honestly, but it started in my childhood, and
Yeah.
what led me into the intuitive side or starting to listen was after my grandmother passed away when I was 4, and
Yeah.
I couldn't see her or I couldn't talk to her, so I shut down that intuition or that intuitive way for many years. And also the creative side, I was told as a little girl, I drew on my mum's kitchen wall. Sorry, mum. And she, like, I got banished to the bedroom. No, it's naughty. You can't do that. So I think I was about 3. So 3 and 4 was a huge time in my life where I was shut down creatively and I guess spiritually. And from that, I had these 2 major limiting beliefs. So what led me on to do what I'm doing now is also my father was suffered from depression, and I was taught from a little girl to also massage his tension spots in his back. So he'd lay on the kitchen table and or dining table. Mum would put a big mattress, and I'd sit on the arm of his back, and I'd sit for hours, or felt like hours. And then I decided somewhere in me that I wanted to help people when I grew up.
Yeah.
But through my own life journey with depression and not being able to clear my limiting beliefs, and I was just so stuck. So I guess flipping that over, I learned ways and tools to deal with it and heal, and that led me on to becoming a massage therapist. I studied Reiki. I then went on to do, I've done so many things, but what my biggest, I think my blessing is I really started to listen a few years ago and followed my heart and went down the path of getting healed myself or healing myself, and then becoming like a self-empowerment coach or a mindset coach, because I was stuck for so long, and I really just want to be out there and help others heal. And it's not like an impossible journey. Like, you can create, limitless possibilities once you learn to let go and to tap into your true essence. What we're born like into this world with is just pure love. If we can get all our baggage out of the way and everything that's held us back and learn to love ourselves and become whole in ourselves, then the sky's the limit. You just find a way that works for you, and sometimes that's hard because we don't always believe in the same things, but I guess that's what's led me to what I do now.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. And you were saying that you bring in essential oils as well. Do you have, what would be what's your, probably, how would you do that? And what would be your go-to number one, or do you have like a top 3 essential oils that you like
Top 3.
working with?
Well, I've got too many, to be honest. One I actually adore right now is Adaptive, and I use it every day.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel clearer. I guess I just tune into what my body needs too, because some days I might need some balancing oils or grounding oils, or if I don't feel so loved, I'll use like geranium on my heart space, and that's like, it's unconditional love. So, and it's the same with crystals. I'll just tune into what makes me feel good in the moment, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect, because there's a lot of people that say, no, you must use this particular crystal for this particular thing. Yeah, I was having a...
Yeah, I've never been one to be by the book. I guess they've all got their properties and their healing like aspects. However, if you're drawn to something and it makes you feel good, then whether it's for confidence, it might also help you feel joy as well. So it just depends on you, and that's where we're all individuals. So when you do have a healing with me, I am not telling you what you need healed. I allow the space or hold space for you to tap into what you feel and what you need. And energetically, that's what always comes through with the cards.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. And so how many sets of cards do you have?
Oh my goodness. I don't have them in here, but no word of a lie, I've probably got 40 at least.
And not slowing down anytime soon?
No, they're very addictive. Like just in here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets just on my desk here. So, yeah.
Beautiful. And you were saying that you are creative and that you do art.
I do. I've
Share with us a bit about that.
Yeah, it lights me up. I've recently birthed a little it's still under the same business, but I've called it Create Art. So Create Flow Art. So
Yeah.
with the 8, so it's like the infinity sign. So
yeah, beautiful.
And I hold children's, women's, and I suppose adults, teens classes. So I've got my home studio, and it's so much fun. But I always set an intention and like get people to get into that space. And I use my limiting belief of like being creative as a child. I got banished, and that creativity, like even at high school, I loved art, and I was doing year 10 art, and I was too scared to actually get out what I wanted to get out. I had fear around me getting in trouble for being creative. So so I use that because so many women say, I'm not creative, I'm not an artist, but you don't have to be. You just have to let go and let it flow, and that's the beauty of it. It's like it just magically happens.
Yeah, and what would that look like for somebody? So if someone's saying, I'm not creative, or I don't know how to do art, or, because we don't all have to be, Michelangelo, because he was a phenomenal painter. How would you get someone to really, let go? What would be the process in doing that?
Well, I sort of set the scene with my essential oils, so there's always a creative oil in the background, so like a relaxing creative oil, and depends on how many people I've got. We normally have like a little gathering to start with candles at one. I've got like my space for the artworks at one end, and there's a nice little seated area with the open fire at the other, so we just sit and have a quick chat, and just like most people are busy, hectic, as you know, so it just helps them relax and get into their own space first instead of walking in and like slam dunk, here you go, do your artwork. I allow them to like breathe a little bit, and then I'll just share a bit about my journey, why I started doing artwork, and how my life's changed since I started. And I started through COVID. I just didn't share with anyone. That was my go-to, and actually a couple of my great big pieces are now hanging in lounge rooms in Adelaide. But I'm out and about a bit now, holding more classes. So, just setting the scene and letting them know that there is no right and wrong, and just to believe in themselves enough to choose their colours. So the intention I could set would be something like if they've got something in their life they want to work on or bring more of into, like whether it's their career or their health or relationship, and what colours they imagine would help them do that. So then they're setting an intent that if they want to go bushwalking more often, the colours that's a true message, they choose the colours of bushwalking. And ironically, at the bottom of the painting, it looked like a tree trunk. So it was like she like manifested her bushwalking in the artwork. So just letting them know that there's no right and wrong, and just let go, and that's how we grow.
Beautiful. And do you believe that because there's a lot about color therapy out there in the world, do you believe that it matters what color that you use, or it's just with that intention and that feeling, letting that flow through the person?
I think it's a personal choice, because my color might be blue and purple and pink, but you might not like that. So I don't feel I've got the right to say, hey, we're just doing this color scheme today. Because honestly, if I was told that, I'd probably go, I don't like that brown, or I don't like that orange, or whatever colour. And that would make me not love my creation as much as what I would if I personally chose the colours.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I think that's that thing about that they say about art. Yeah, people either love it or they hate it. Like it is all that absolute individual perception of how you are drawn or how it really makes you feel. Because I think art is about, it's not just about the cognitive seeing of the thing. It is really about how it makes you feel. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
I find, like, especially with the women, like the adults, by getting them to drop into their heart space, some of them aren't aware of that, but you can just see the shift from when they walk in to when they're doing their painting, and it's just such a beautiful feeling for me to stand back and they're all like mesmerized and engrossed in this creation that they're doing. So yeah, I love it.
beautiful. And do you think that they do you take them through a meditative process or at all while they're doing it, or you just allow them to be?
It depends on the group, how big it is. A bigger group, there's so many people with different ideas, whereas my smaller groups is more of a healing journey, and I'm expanding
Yeah,
on that at the moment, actually. So yes, spot on there.
yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
So what is it that so obviously COVID got you to go into this art space as well. So where would Roz's most favorite place in the world be, or where, if you had a week off, where would you love to go?
Oh, I'm going to say Bali.
Yeah,
However, visiting my grandchildren would be amazing, but they're in different states as well, so that makes it hard to go for a week. So I'm going to say somewhere near the beach, somewhere near the ocean.
yeah,
The energy of the ocean just resets me, I think, and helps me just find direction. So definitely the ocean.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so what would be, do you like to cook at all, Roz?
I love cooking. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
What's your most favorite thing to cook?
Oh, that's a good question. I love cooking like a baked melody of it, back to front. A melody of vegetables, like anything like could be zucchini, capsicum,
Yep,
but everything, sweet potato, and just drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil and some spices and some rosemary at the garden. That's one of my favorites. But I also like to
yep,
tackle something different now and then. Um, and I love making it into a really nice vegetable soup. Yeah.
yeah. And are you more of a recipe follower or a experimental cook?
Bit of both. Sometimes if
Yeah,
it's like something really different, I follow the recipe the first time and then try and like wing it the second time. But I just
yeah,
sort of like, if I don't like the flavour of the herb that's in it, I'll change it for one that I like. So that's,
yeah,
so I just intuitively know that, if I delete that, I can add that and it'll still work out. So yeah.
yeah. Perfect. And so I see you have a beautiful angel in the background. Who is that sitting with you?
Archangel Michael,
Yeah. And what does Archangel Michael mean to you?
that I'm protected and loved and he's got my back. Yeah. So
Perfect. So if anyone's in Perth and they would love to come and do one of your art classes,
yes.
how do they come and do that?
Well, through my Facebook page, you can connect through there, which can we put the link in the
Yeah, we'll put the link down below and yeah,
yeah, through my Facebook page, Arcadian Wellbeing. So
yeah, perfect. Yeah, and is there anything else that you would like to share with anyone at home?
I don't know. I guess for me, if I'm honest, I lived a really bound life in my mind. So for a lot of years, I was depressed, and I never could ever see a way out. I was just like this big grey storm cloud for I don't know how many years. And even recently, I was still there, like aspects of it. And I
Yeah.
just decided I have to live my truth and my purpose and not hide from the world. So, and in essence of that, my message now that you can change and heal, and you can learn to believe yourself and truly love yourself with the right tools. And that's what I teach. So that's the beauty of the whole package that you get is I do work with all aspects of yourself, not just physically, emotionally, mentally, like spiritually, the whole lot. So, yeah.
And yeah, what a beautiful message is that no matter how many years you've been, running a certain program within your life, you can always change. It's about that whole, I suppose, reaching out and and asking, and that's the hard part, is the reaching out and asking. Yeah.
And I've been there, like, and I'm sure there'll be a day where I need to reach out to someone again. But at the moment, I've come like to a part of my journey where I can sort of feel my triggers and work on it. And then if I can't get myself out of it, then I do reach out. So that's the beauty of becoming more aware as well. Yes.
Yeah. And I think it's sort of this beautiful gift when we've been down in those lower realms of our being, and we've been depressed, or we've been in other states of lower vibrational states. It's like when we head towards that, we're like, okay, what's this reckoning? Whereas I sort of say for myself, it's the what's the next layer that's going to come off for some more
Absolutely.
sparkly shininess coming. Yeah.
That just triggered like an Easter. I thought I dealt with my father passing away 33 years ago. And I was in like self-sabotage. This is Easter just gone. And
Yeah.
I do have a purpose, but I got sucked into the negative side of it and not being able to lift myself out. I was also missing family. So in my head, it was like, I'm lonely, even though my husband was here, he loves me, immensely. Like I wasn't on
Yeah.
my own, but in my
Yeah.
mind I was. And I decided for a few days to go down that path, self-sabotage. I was so down on myself. I felt horrible, and I decided that I needed to go to the beach. And when I went to the beach, I cleared something and heard this beautiful message. And it was so profound. That was my catalyst for real change. And I can't turn back. And I don't feel I'll ever get that low, because I believe in myself enough that I do deserve to heal. And I do honor myself now and my body, that there's a healthier way to live. And the steps to get there is to let go. But what happened was I was walking on the beach and I got told to go for a swim. So I was listening, I went for a swim. I picked up it was like a bit of concrete, but it was like a fossily shell. And I
Yeah.
put all my negative thoughts and everything into it as I was walking. And then I just stopped in the middle of the little like the covey part, and I threw it into the ocean. I just felt like this big release. And then I just heard this voice: you need to love yourself like you love your granddaughters. And I'm like, oh my God, would you let them self-sabotage because they're sad like you did? Drank way too much alcohol, didn't eat healthy foods, you lived on junk food and alcohol for whole weekends. Would you let them do that? And I'm like, hell no, no way. So something just clicked, and I'm like, what have I done most of my life? When I was sad, I'd drink too much. I was killing part of me. So it was enough's enough. I've lost 4 kilos since Easter.
Yay.
Yeah, I still have a drink with a friend or with my hubby on a weekend, but it's like, it's not consuming me, because I took action straight away when I got that clear message. So then, yeah, things have started to really, I think I feel like I've
Beautiful.
sealed my trust in myself and my self-love. So, and that's what I want to share.
Beautiful.
That's what I want to impress with others, that you can do it. I'm, a living example and proof that it doesn't matter how low you can get, there's always a way out. So, yeah.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Congratulations for you to, to
Thank you.
be a really embracing that self-love on
Yeah.
such a deep level. And I think that, it is, I call it a journey of self-love because sometimes you go down the journey and you're like, oh, I don't know whether I'm doing this very well, and something will happen. And you always have a choice which way that you want to do. And that word that you use, consume, when something's consuming you, that's really yeah, that's when you either have to wake up or you stay
Or you
asleep.
go,
And
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, you
yeah.
stay in the
And what a beautiful, beautiful, moment in time, because that's something that you probably didn't get any Facebooking, you weren't doing Instagram or anything, you were just having that moment and being in that moment, in that time. And how beautiful to get that message, and a beautiful gift to be able to share that with your granddaughters as well.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, Rosie, and I congratulate you as well. Again, Rosie, you are a shining light, and I thank you for coming on Love Talk. And yes, we will drop in all the things that we said that we're going to go into the comments. We will drop them down below. Get in contact with Rosie. Rosie is a wealth of knowledge. Her healing abilities and intuitiveness is absolutely amazing. She is. Yeah, she is a little earth angel as well. So I know that while I was in COVID last year, Rosie
Yeah.
was sending messages to me and of encouragement. And it's beautiful how there is a team of us, a tribe of us, whatever word we want to say, that we will reach out to each other, and, support each other along this journey. And, along the healing journey, it is just beautiful to know that there are all of these beautiful people who have so much of a wealth of knowledge to share with you. So thank you, Rosie, for coming on Love Talk again.
You're very
And
welcome.
thank you, everybody else, for watching. This is Love Talk. We will have more episodes for you soon. Much love to you all.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.